Welcome to the Lead Pedal Podcast with your host, Bruce Outridge, where he talks all things trucking. Now let's get rolling.
Hey everybody, how are we doing today? Welcome to another edition of the Lead Pedal Podcast. I'm your host, Bruce Outridge. This is episode number 1166. And yeah, we're back in the studio again. We're left Ironing Board Studios, and we're back here in our regular studio here in Burlington, Ontario. And today we're going to talk about some things to make you better, starting with your experience and how that can really help you do what you got to do. But before we do that, let me tell you about Rosedale Transport. That's right, Rosedale Transport is a fleet that's been around for a long time, 50 years, not 80 years, 50 years, over 800 employees, 15 terminals. Head office is based out of Mississauga, Ontario, and they really believe in safety. In fact, they do their own safety blitzes. They have lots of opportunity for people who are looking for local, regional, and highway work. They have terminals in North America, in Georgia, and they also have a lot of terminals across Canada. You can work from any of those terminals as long as there's an opportunity there, and you can move without losing seniority and all that. That's one of the cool things about Rosedale. So where do you go? Go to rosedale.group.com. Tell them that we sent you. If you click on the careers tab there, you can see what opportunities are currently available. All right, so today we're going to talk a little bit about, we're going to talk a little bit about being you, being better, being doing what you can do. And, this all builds from experience. And one of the, I get asked a lot, and I'm not bragging, not saying anything, but I get asked a lot. People say, how come you are able to do so many things? How come you were able to start a podcast? How come you are able to start a radio station, a television show, and, do your art and all that? And, they go, they think that you go from truck driver to all of these other things. And it's really not the case. And this is, this is why I thought I would do an episode on this. We've been talking a lot about this in the month of January at careers. We're going to talk a lot about, we talk about a lot all the time because that's what our show's focused on, business and careers. But you want to try to understand what works for you and work from the inside out. And a lot of people don't. They do something, and then they like to do something else, and they don't try to mesh that experience they've had before. They just try to go to the next thing. It's like becoming an owner-operator when you've never actually seen a truck. You're a better owner-operator is going to be somebody who drove a truck and understands that, and then maybe was mentored by somebody who had a truck and got into a truck, and, it's all in steps, and people don't do that anymore. People don't think about that anymore, and it's one of the reasons that a lot of people fail when they try to do that. So I thought that was something we should talk about here. I'm going to leave you with some of the steps that were good for me as far as what I focused on, how I focused, that kind of thing. So let's just talk about, let's talk about passion to start it off with. That's probably the easiest thing, right? If you're going to start off with passion, what is it you even like to do? Because you can have experience and stuff, and you can have experience digging ditches and absolutely hate digging ditches. It's not going to be a fun event for you. So starting a ditching company, may not be part of you. That's why I'm not in construction. I hate that stuff. I don't want to stand in the rain. I don't want to be doing any of that stuff. That's why I don't do that. But it's not that I couldn't do it, or it's not a good job. It's a good job for some people. Some people love that. I don't. So what is it for me? So for me, I still love driving. I don't drive anymore professionally. I stopped driving back in 2006, but I still love to drive. I love a road trip. Still love the truck. Still love the industry. And so that's where that passion starts. So that's the first thing you have to have. You have to have that passion for whatever it is you want to do. If you're just trying to slide into another job, or you're just trying to say, hey, you know what, I'm going to do this because I think I can make some money. And I do that too. I do things if I can make some money, but that shouldn't be your sole reason for moving in. So if you're a driver and you're thinking, okay, what do I do next? And you go, okay, maybe I've got an opportunity in safety, but you don't really like safety, you're not going to be very successful because you actually have to have that in order to do well in safety. You have to be passionate about safety. You have to be passionate about doing things correctly, and that is all part of the deal. So if you're not passionate about that, then you're not going to start. So passion is the one thing that you have to start with. All right. You have to actually like what you're about to do. If you don't, go do something else. Save us all kinds of time and all kinds of problems. All right. Now, before we get on to that, that's just step number one here. Before we get into that, I'm going to just want to share with you some stuff about RIMS Transport, because you know about RIMS. They're an owner-operator only fleet. They're flatbed based out of Hamilton, Ontario, and they're looking for owner-operators that want to be successful. And I hope that's you, because you know what? That's the kind of people they're looking for. They want someone who's passionate, just like we were talking about, but also has that experience as an owner-operator who wants successful business. They pay on percentage. They have lots of loads. They have different divisions as well, so you can check out their other divisions, bulk tanker and end dump as well. And you go to rimstransport.com, tell them that we sent you, because that's going to be a very cool place for you to work if you're an owner-operator in the Hamilton, Ontario. They stay within about 500 miles, so you won't be far from home, and you can keep things going. All right, let's talk about number 2. What is number 2? Number 2 is experience. All right, so you got your passion. What do you like to do? Now you've got experience. What is it that you are really good at, or what training have you had? And this is where a lot of people fall down on their, when they're looking at this. They don't understand, especially if you're working for a company and they say, hey, we're going to give you training. And a lot of people go, oh, it's just training. I don't want to sit there. I don't want to go. I'm not going to attend. How can I get out of it? Or they don't take it seriously. Folks, that training could be what sets you apart and what takes you into the future. And it happened to me. I worked for a chemical company. They trained us up the wazoo. I mean, they trained on not just driving the chemicals, but also transferring the chemicals and safety and all that kind of stuff. Hazmat, reconnaissance, that's how I try to say it. All of that stuff is training that I had for years and years and years while I was working at the chemical company, and I still use it today. It's still applicable. I still use it when I'm doing some training. I use it for my podcast information. I use it for my own knowledge. It's there all the time. There's no reason that you can't. So what experience do you have? What do you have that's maybe setting you apart? Maybe you've got some training that somebody else doesn't have, or maybe you've got something that sets you apart from the pack that you're really good at, or that you experience. And, you know, if you go back into people who served in the Army, or they've done stuff in other, there's a lot of stuff out there, a lot of experiences that maybe set you ahead, and it could be from other areas. You know, if you think about we'll just use safety for now. Let's say you're becoming a safety person and you've got experience in the truck, but you're also a motorcycle enthusiast. Well, now you have a different vision and focus of safety that somebody else wouldn't have, and that can be very beneficial in whatever role you take on, especially if it's a safety role. So look at that and wonder, how is that really helping to make sure that we have all of a full rounded experience that we can offer to somebody else and help somebody else. And you're going to find that when you get into your career and you get down the road there, that you've got quite a bit to offer, and you're really just offering your knowledge to a new set of people. So how can you do that? That's one of the big things. So passion is the first thing that we had. You got to like what you're about to do. And then, of course, experience is what's going to help you. And that track record of the way that you did things before is what's going to be key. Because if you're, you don't have to be nobody's perfect. So you don't have to be a perfect human being to do this, but you do have to have a fairly good record. And that goes now. And in today's world, that actually means social media as well. If you're just being wild on social media and you're not watching, people are checking that. So if you're trying to get that job in safety or something like that, but you, on the other hand, are showing yourself just drinking silly, it's not going to mesh. And even if you're not doing it at work, it's still going to cause you problems. So you have to make sure that you're authentic all the way through. I'm not saying you can't have fun, you can't have party. You just need to make sure that your lines are devised the way that you want them to. So those are some of the couple of things right there to make you think. So we got passion, we got experience, and right after I tell you about CAT Transport, I'm going to tell you what else you need. That's right. But you know what? You know about CAT Transport. I've been talking about them for a long time. In fact, they're one of the leaders in green energy trucks. So why wouldn't you want to go work there? You know what? They're helping make the planet better. They have terminals all across North America. I mean, all the way from Quebec to Laredo. They can get you anywhere you need to go. And you can work from any of those terminals, which is kind of cool, too. Now, CAT was one of the best managed companies for 2023. So you know that you've got somebody with, a good culture there for sure. And They've been around for a long time. They have lots of trucks. They take owner-operators, and you can work out of whatever terminal is close to you. You do not have to speak French to go work there, although that is helpful. And if you speak Spanish, that's helpful too. They've got all the languages there because they know that they get people from all around the world going to work there. So where can you find out more? Go to cat.ca. Check out the careers tab. They'll list 10 benefits that you can have as a driver there. One of them being a pet policy, which is pretty cool. And of course, there's a whole list of others. So go check them out, cat.ca, and tell them that we found you. All right. We sent you. We didn't find you. We sent you. All right. Let's get into our third and final piece here. We've got our passion. We've got our experience. And now we got to have, do I dare say it? Professionalism. Yeah, like see the way I cut the music right there? That's pretty cool. Okay, so anyway, you've got to be able to walk the talk, right? Or walk the walk, or talk the talk, or you probably need to talk the talk, but then you need to walk the walk. I'm sure that's the order it's supposed to go in, not the one I just put it in. But you certainly want to be able to do that, right? You need to be able to do what you say. You need to be able to handle whatever that job is that you're about to do. And, not saying that you have to know it all when you go in. Maybe you're learning it. Maybe you're going to be a mentor or mentored by somebody. And so, you need to be able to handle that and handle the professionalism, which is, I use that word because it encompasses everything. It encompasses the way that you show up. It encompasses your time management. It encompasses the way that you handle details and tasks. It handles your mindset. It handles everything. So I just say professionalism, and it should cover everything, right? But that's going to be a way to do it. You've got your passion and what you want to do. You've got your experience and stuff of that knowledge that's going to help you. But now you need to be able to actually execute. Right. And this is where a lot of people fall down on the execution. They don't get it. I hate to say it, but a lot of people don't get it. And you know what? If you need to execute it, that's what's going to be it. So finding the right company, finding the right carrier, whatever it is for you, and make sure that you're executing and doing things the way you need to be doing. That, my friend, is going to make things better for you and make things better for whoever you go to work for. Now, I know a lot of you have that. A lot of you have parts of it, and maybe a lot of you hadn't thought about how putting it together. So this is what I like to do. I like to tell people, this is a really good tip on how to do that, is to take a piece of paper. I want you to divide it in half. Yes, you're going to use like a pen and a ruler. Put your phone down. I know there's people laughing right now, just like me, going, he wants us to not use our phone and technology. You guys right now are probably searching every drawer you have for a piece of paper. I know it. That's what you're doing. Don't forget you need a pen, but if you don't got a pen, you can use a pencil. All right. And what you're going to do is you're going to divide that paper in half. You're going to put a line right down the center. You're going to put a line across the top. And you're going to put on one side of that, you're going to put things you like to do. On the other side, you're going to put things you're good at. And you're going to just list them. Okay, now this is an exercise we do in business for entrepreneurs. It's not necessarily a trucking exercise, but it'll work the same. If you list all the things on what I like to do, and then on the other side, you list all the things that you're good at, and see what correlates. You might want to draw lines from one. So I'm really good at teaching people, talking to people, and I like recruiting. And maybe, boom, there you go. There's a correlation that you might be a good recruiter. Anything like that, safety, anything, whatever you got on your list is going to be different for everybody. So whatever you got on your list. And then if you want to, once you've got that down, take it a step further and put in the experience part. So now you got, okay, here's what I like to do. Here's what I'm good at doing. And now here's the experience that I have. And see if that gives you a deeper opportunity base, something a way of highlighting your experience and stuff that showcases you in front of everybody else, but also gives you a leg up because you've got an experience and stuff that other people don't have. That, my friends, is the secret to getting in there. If you showcase that everywhere, even if you're where you're working now, showcase those skills and they're going to pick up on that, and that's going to make you a very successful driver, owner, operator, whatever it is you're doing, safety person, whatever it is you're doing. Doesn't matter if you're a man or woman, doesn't matter if you're in business or you're not. This works. It's worked for me for years. It's worked for a lot of people, and I hope it works for you. All right, so there you go. You've got 3 tips on how you can make your career better if that's what you're trying to do. Find out what you're passionate about, what you like to do. You're going to find out what kind of experiences you've had in the past and what kind of works with what you like to do. And then you're going to take that final piece and you're going to be professional about it, and you're going to execute and go, okay, here's what I'm really good at. Here's how I do it. Here's why I do it. And hopefully that's going to make that career for you. And I know a lot of drivers that have gone into training positions now because they had a passion for training. I know there's people out there that had a passion for safety and they've gone to safety. There's operations. There's just about, there is so many opportunities in the trucking industry. It doesn't really matter what you're doing. You just need to be ready to get them, and you need to be, looking out for them. But at the same time, you need to be doing a good job now, because a good job now is what leads to a better job later, right? So have a great career. I hope that helps. I know it helped me. I know it works for me. It's worked for me in business. It's worked for me in careers. Sometimes you know you're doing it. Sometimes you don't. Sometimes you're just doing a good job because you're enjoying what you do. That is the secret, my friends. And I know it's going to work for you because it worked for me. Hey, you know what? We're changing a whole bunch of stuff at the Lead Pedal Podcast. We've got some website change coming up. We got some socials changes. We're doing a Lead Pedal challenge right now, a featured truck challenge. So get involved. Join our fan club. Let's be part of the solution for 2024. No more name calling. Let's just get out there and be doing what we want to do and make our industry a better place. We all want to do that. You can follow us on our socials. We're on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, LinkedIn, and X. And you can also find us on your popular podcast platforms. Don't forget to check out our YouTube channel. And we will catch you later, my friends. Be good out there. Be safe. And we'll talk to you later. Here we go.
This has been another episode of the Lead Pedal Podcast. For more information or to subscribe to the podcast, visit theleadpedalpodcast.com and be sure to follow the podcast on Facebook and Twitter.